Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Thank you for joining me today. Happy New Year, everyone. I really appreciate you coming to hang out for the first stream that we've done on the Cortex channel. I thought I wanted to do more of these kinds of things where I talk a little bit about what we're doing at Cortex brand, and I thought this would be a better spot for these things to exist now rather than just on my personal channel. So I'm here in my studio, in Mega Studio. You'll see lots of stickers of Relay co-founder Stephen Hackett there. That was part of one of our St. Jude challenges one year. This is the desk that I stream from. I work from this desk on the other side, and I thought I would spend some time today talking about the theme system journal, about yearly themes. This all just came from, obviously at the beginning of every year, I sit down and set up my journal for the year. And I thought to myself, this would be a great opportunity to share with people how I do it. In case you don't have a theme system journal, or you've been unsure about getting a theme system journal, or journaling at all, or maybe just unsure about yearly themes. And so, as you can see on my Sidekick notepad here, I have a stream plan for today. This is what we're going to talk about. So we can tick off the welcome section because I have effectively welcomed you now. So welcome, everyone. And I thought we'd start off by kind of showing off the journal a little bit and looking at what that is, what its sections are, and then I want to talk through a little bit more kind of about what the theme system journal has in it, and then kind of go through and set up mine for this year. So here is this is what the theme system journal website looks like, and it has some sections on it. Themesystem.com kind of talks about what a yearly theme is. I'm expecting that if you're here, you probably are a listener of the podcast. So, but a yearly theme in its essence is a word or a phrase that you use to help guide your year. Where do you want to go? Instead of a New Year's resolution where you set up like a hard and fast goal for yourself, you set a guiding principle that can't fail, because a good theme is broad, it acts as your guide, and will guide you through the year. So my theme this year is the Year of Fatherhood, because I'm going to become a dad. Next month is our due date, so in February. And so my yearly theme this year is kind of all about focusing on that, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute as I set my journal up. But the theme system journal consists of 3 sections. So the first section, which is this one, this is where you write your yearly theme. I realize now I will shortly have to adjust the light level here so you can actually see me writing these things down, because that might be a bit complicated with this camera, but like, it's just a pure white page to me is the way that it looks on my screen, but I'll get there in a bit. So the yearly theme section looks like this. You just put your theme in, you write a description of your theme, and if you have any ideal outcomes, and I'll go through a little bit about what some of those might look like. We also, on the website, we have some examples of themes. So if you're looking for some things in the future, maybe you want some ideas. We have the journal page. Now this is the main pages in the notebook, the actual journaling pages. This is where you're going to spend the majority of your time. They're broken up into 4 boxes, so you can kind of create your own structure, and I'll show you a little bit about what my structure is right now. And then at the back are daily actions. These can be used as like a checklist, which is important to you, or a lot of people use them as like habit tracking, and I kind of am more along that line, but I'll go through that. I want to change up some of my daily actions, so we'll look at that too. And this is just some benefits of the journal. But as we mentioned before, like the theme system journal, it is just a notebook at its core. If you have a notebook that you would like to do something of do your own version of this, you should do that. But this product is well made, and it's made specifically to fit our system of journaling for yearly themes. So we've done another couple of things here. There we go. We'll mark those off now. So let me move my Sidekick notepad out of the way a little bit so I have some space on the desk. And I think what I want to do now is to adjust the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So please hold. Wrong way. That's better. So now you should be able to read what I'm writing. So again, I'll show you on the actual pages themselves now. So you have a couple of theme pages. We do this for a few reasons. One, you may have more than one theme. You may change your mind, or we have 90 journaling pages in here, but you don't have to journal every day. You may journal less. You may end up using one of these over the bridge of a year. The theme system journal is not dated, so you can, and I have, used the same journal for the end of one year and the beginning of another. So you might want to use more than one theme page. But also, if we just put one page in there and you write something incorrectly, maybe you spell the name of your theme incorrectly, you want another go at that. We don't want to give you the stress. Also, every page has the corner perforations on them, so you know where you're going to. Wherever there's a blank page, we just put a dot grid page on there. And then you have, these are the journal pages. There are 90 of these in every theme system journal. So if you journal every day with a theme system, you'd go through 4 a year, which is why we offer a subscription for it. And we also give you a discount if you do that, and you'll just get one every 3 months. I don't journal every day. I journal every working day. So it takes me closer to about 6 months, about 5-6 months to go through one of these. I see the questions that are coming in. I'll get to some of them as we come up, but I'll do, if you have questions you really want to ask, I will do some Q&A later on. This is a custom version of a Logitech mouse that I don't remember the name of, and there's a creator called Leonardo de Mouse, and I had him make this for me, which is very nice. I like this mouse a lot. So yeah, you've got your pages here, and then we have at the back, these are the daily actions pages. So you can kind of write down these and then track them over, I think there's 15 here. I'm going to count with you. Yeah, it's 15 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. We've used this kind of view, like you can see, it's fun actually. I like this. You can see how these products are family in a way. We've used these kind of elements throughout different products. I journal in the evening. That's just me. Like I journal I have a repeating task every day at 5 p.m. And I journal then. So it's kind of, usually that is either towards the end of my day or it's actually between 2 podcast recordings. Like I would be journaling on an average day now. And on a Wednesday, which it is today, that is between, I finished one show, The Pen Addict, and I'm getting ready for another show, Connected, and I'll do my journaling then. I'll kind of grab a few minutes and take care of that. And the outside of the journal has a debossed Cortex logo on it, and then a theme system on the back too. So let's take a look at my theme. Oh, okay, we'll start off. Put my name in it. Using a Cortex Brown Mark 1. Now, if this email is found, I would like people to email me. So I'll put my email address in. And again, we have a start date and end date that you can put into the journal, which I think is like a nice way of doing this, because you might not, who knows how long you're going to be using it for, That's up to you. All right, so start date is the 1st of January, 2025. Look at that. We made it, another year. Okay. It's a little introduction letter from me and Gray. And then theme page, I'm going to do it on this page because I like to have more of a, just feels more comfortable to me to do that. And this is where I also start mixing things up. I'm a pen guy. That's why I care about the, paper and paper quality and stuff. So I tend to use a lot of fountain pens in my journaling. So we're going to get them out now because for me, I have a good opportunity to use the pens that I like, and I get to do that more with journaling. It's like it's one of the reasons I actually started journaling for my yearly theme. It was before we started the theme system journal, was I wanted an excuse to use the pen and paper products that I like so much, and so I ended up getting a journal from another company, a Hobonichi journal, which is a really nice Japanese journaling brand, and started writing in those. And yeah, I'm left-handed. I apologize for that in advance. I know it freaks a lot of people out. That was a very odd for me and unexpected response to the Sidekick Notepad video. Now, typically these days, if I ever film myself and I'm using a pen, like saying like something I'm going to put on Instagram, I will use my right hand. And what I would do is I would just, you'll see this now. Now I'm telling you this. I'm telling you all my secrets. All I would do is give one of these and then just go like this and like mark one of the, and then, because I can't write with my right hand, so I'll just like do a bit of pretending and just like scribble one of those out because I could do that, but I can't do anything more. So you're going to see me write with my left hand today. Also, I'm what is called an overhooker, where I kind of come around like this. A lot of people write like this, but I'm an overhooker, which means actually that I've got to move this keyboard a little bit more, give myself some space. Yeah, I'm trying out Whoop Band. I don't have enough to say about it yet. I've been using it for like 2 weeks. It's interesting. I think this might be a podcast topic in the future, but I need a bit more time with it. But this is one of those things where I was trying to hide it because I was like, I haven't got anything good to say yet. So, but yeah, I'm trying out the Whoop Band. All right, so we're gonna start out today with a nice thick. So we write down the Year of Fatherhood in the theme section at the top. So this is where I would write the name of my theme. Usually, I have a little description of the theme that I come up with for the podcast, and I put that in my notes. And I realized today that I didn't have a succinct description for my theme, so this is a little rougher than normal. And that was because what I did this year was work on like a fun way to introduce it, and I'm really happy with how that came together. And I got to share on the show that I'd like been keeping this secret and that I was going to become a dad, even though I couldn't finish the end of the sentence and just said dad. But yeah, that was really nice. But what it meant is I had to kind of come up with something today. And I think it does a good job of representing the theme itself, which is a very large theme, kind of it's very all-encompassing. But that is kind of the point of this year. So I'm going to say I want to make sure that I am able to be focused and present. One of the reasons that I write this way is because as a lefty, you are more inclined to smear. And so I've kind of developed this way of writing kind of upside down. So I'm less likely to smear the fountain pen ink as I write. On my new life as a father. Well, I realize now I'm going to have to write small now. I didn't give myself enough space to start writing too big. I want to devote as much time as I can to this, while remaining effective in the work I choose to do. I'll read that out again. So, the description of my theme for this year, which is the Year of Fatherhood, is I want to make sure that I'm able to be focused and present on my new life as a father. I want to devote as much time as I can to this while remaining effective in the work that I choose to do. And like, that's an important part of it for me. So really the best interpretation of this theme is an unrealistic one, which is that I take the entire year off and just be a dad. Now that is not realistic, right? Like, I can't do that. And so the things that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking an extended break, and I have to get ready for that. And that's a part of this, is like getting ready to take that break. And that is in many ways getting ready for the baby to come, getting myself ready, helping my wife get ready, and then also preparing the work things that I'm going to need to prepare, making sure everybody has what they need so that they're able to go and do what they need to do, and I don't need to be there for this. And it can take, I think, I'm going to take between 6 to 8 weeks off of recording my shows. That's going to be the balance that I find. I won't be completely away from work, except for maybe the first 2 weeks, and then we'll kind of be slowly bringing some stuff back in. But outside of that, I need to work. Well, I want to work, and I need to work. So in the work that I'm going to be doing, I have to make sure that I am being the most selective that I can be, the most focused that I can be, so I can still be effective and not take up time that would be otherwise, best placed in other areas. So, in the ideal outcomes, this is kind of like when I talk to Gray about the theme on the show, these are the ideal outcomes. So they're not goals, but they're like, if I can think to myself, what is the Year of Fatherhood? When I get to the end of it, what would be some stuff that I would like to have moved towards? This can be difficult. I see some people, and I understand the criticism that this kind of goes against the theme part. So I also try to keep this quite broad. Like, I don't want to set, like, spend 4 hours a day with the baby, because that's a resolution. Like, this is, again, quite... I'm still trying to remain broad in these, and hopefully this will make sense as I start writing them out. So, priorities is one. So, priorities. Take time to assess what is best for my focus. Where else? Schedule. Take care in planning time at work. Do not waste days with just one thing. Intention. Boundaries with work and family. Be present in either mode. I'll talk through this a little bit more in a minute. Balance, finances, and health. Okay. I think this does a pretty decent job of the key areas. So, what I want to do is focus on getting my priorities in check. So if something comes in or if work is needed, make sure that I'm the person who should be doing it. If new opportunities arise, am I able to take time to do them? Do I need to drop something to go somewhere else? That kind of thing. Scheduling. This is going to be a big one of like being at the studio when I need to be here, not being here when I don't need to be here. So maybe leaving a little bit later on in the day. So leaving to be, if my first show is at 3 p.m., I don't need to be here at 11 a.m., that kind of thing. And also trying to group things together. So instead of coming in for one thing on Tuesday and one thing on Thursday, do them both on Tuesday. Intention. So boundaries with work and family. So a friend of mine mentioned this to me. If you're working, work. If you're at home, be at home. Try not to mix those two things together. So don't sit with the baby and be on my laptop. Like, kind of split those apart a little bit. And then balance. So finances and health. So make sure that my health is in check and do a good job there. And also be aware of my finances. Can continue thinking about budgeting and diversifying, all that kind of stuff. Like that's kind of where I need to focus there too. I also realized when I got here, I'm going to write down the Cortex brand yearly theme, which we spoke about on Mortex. Which is the Year of Products. The most important thing we can do for our business is to release more products. Very simple, but right now that is the most important thing that we can do. So we're going to focus on that, and that is going to consist of new products, new variants. These are the things we want to focus on, but then consider logistics impacts. This is the edge of the frame. It's a full Sidekick notepad, but we do have a small Sidekick notepad, Sidekick Pocket. That's actually going to be part of your products, is getting the Sidekick Pocket available. And Sidekick Pocket, we're going to have a little guy of just these. I could have used that today, actually, but I wanted this in case I had other notes, which I do. Some other notes. But that's funny. It's funny how it's sitting there like that. All right, so that's the theme stuff set up. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a journal day now with you. So this is what I do every day. What do I want to use? I use the Mark one. So date. And in this box here, you can kind of write whatever you want. It's the same with all of these. So obviously we leave a space for you to write the date, but then you can put a title here. I put then what pens I use here just for fun. And then you have these boxes. So for me, I have good, bad, grateful, forward. And I'll talk through what those mean in a bit. But the whole idea of the Theme System Journal is you choose what goes here, right? And it can be repeatable, but it's also changeable. Yes, Enduring Phoenix. The Subtle Notebook has finally gone out of stock. We have finally sold through the original batch of units that we ordered all the way back in 2021. It will come back at some point in some form. I'm just not sure exactly how and when. It's kind of gotten a little bit stuck between some things that we were working on, but we will have something there in the future. Like, that is for sure. Because people like that product. I like having it to offer, but it's kind of gotten a little bit lost in the cracks at the moment, which is a shame. But yeah, you can have whatever you want in these boxes, and it is a repeatable thing that you can just, every day you know what goes in each box, and you would sit and write it out. But then it also is changeable because we don't print anything in here, so you can make it be whatever you want it to be if you want. You don't even need to use all 4 boxes. You don't even need to think about it as 4 boxes. You can just do what my wife does. She just writes all the way across the page, But it provides more structure for you if you want it. Thank you to everyone coming over from Brad's stream. Brad, you're the best. Thank you for sending people over. So here I'll write Cortex Mark 1. And good, bad, grateful, forward. I am setting up my theme system journal for today and talking through all of that. Wow, the pen addict sent pen addict. That's amazing. And this is a 3776. All right, so I sometimes do these in order, or if I'm particularly drawn to something, then I will write that in. So I'm actually going to say bad. Heating at the studio wasn't working, and I arrived wet from the rain. So that's my bad thing for today. It was raining real bad. There's like a storm here in the UK again, and when I got to the studio, the heating isn't working. I don't know why. I assume they turned it off because they thought no one will be here today, because I work in like a building with all different units, and I find it to be frustrating, but nevertheless. Theme System Journal. This is the Theme System Journal. It is a journal to allow you to track your yearly theme every day and reflect on that. You can, if you would like to, I'm not telling you to, you can jump back to the start of the stream and I talk all about it, about what it is and how I use it, and this is how I use it. What is the good thing that happened today? I'm going to write, because I had a wonderful New Year. Had a wonderful New Year's Eve with Adina and Mum. Dinner was a success. I cooked dinner for last night for my wife and my mum. My mum came over for New Year's. We didn't see her at Christmas. And I cooked essentially a Christmas dinner, and it went really well. It was very tasty. So I enjoyed that. Now, this grateful, this used to be, so this, I used to write here, this used to be think. So like, what was I thinking about? And I would write down what I was thinking about. But a few years ago, I was having a bit of a tough time, and I was talking to someone and they mentioned gratitude journaling. So I decided to incorporate that into my journal. So now in this big box here, I write one of like my 3 things that I'm grateful for every day. So number 1, of course, because he's here, I'm grateful for my relationship with Brad at the Pen Addict. Which I am very grateful for that relationship. We've worked together for a very long time. I'm grateful for the stream setup worked without hitch, which you never know is going to be the case. And this is a brand new setup. I've never streamed to YouTube before. And well, I have never set up a stream to YouTube before. And I set up a brand new stream, and I was terrified it wasn't going to work, and I ended up getting it right. So that was very good, including like streaming to this video, because you can set that up with YouTube. It is confusing, but and then what else am I grateful for? Well, good. Yeah, there isn't a huge difference between good and grateful. Amitai, like good, this is a good thing that happened today, and that can be just like, hey, this is a nice thing that happened, and then what am I grateful for? they're not massively different, but maybe it's better to write a bunch of things that I'm happy about rather than a bunch of things I'm not. So it kind of is a good reflection on that. One more thing that I'm grateful for today. On New Year's Day, I'm grateful for coffee because I was tired today. And then at the last box here, I have something that I'm looking forward to. And this can be anything. This can be something small, something big. This can be in the distant future, happening in the next hour. But what I never allow myself to do is to repeat the thing that I said the day previous. So I'm not just writing the same thing. But considering how much I've been talking about it already today, I am looking forward to my baby being born. That's been used a lot in the last 6 months. So then when you're done with your journal page, there's the very satisfying journal corner, which is perforated. I haven't got one page yet. Just comes out like that. And then it makes it easy to find it here. When you've been journaling a bunch, it makes it incredibly easy. I'll show you. So this is my previous journal. And you can see, very easy for me to find the page. In the front and in the back. So this is the journaling pages, this is the daily actions pages. And these are some stickers. These stickers, if you're like, Myke, where do we get these stickers? These stickers are included in people that subscribe to the journal. So journal subscribers get a limited edition Cortex sticker of some variation in their shipment with their subscription order. And I have a bunch of them on this bottle. So different Cortex logo colors. And we have State of the Apps sticker, Cortex sticker, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah. That's the State of the Hardware sticker. Yeah. Yes, Henry, this will remain on the channel. Sidekick Notepad is a wonderful product. We have a few more Sidekick variants coming, which I'll show at the end of the video today. As you'll see, I have a show and tell section. FF and PL, they're my code names. So I've done this part now. I've set up my journal. Except for the daily actions part, which we're going to do now. So, let me get this at the back here. Great. I'm going to give this tear off so I can find it easy. Pop. These are the daily actions pages. So I use these as a way to remind myself to do something. Or to reflect on the kind of person I want to be. That's what I use these for. So my 2024 were create. Like every day I want to feel like I'm doing, like creating something. Advance is like to be pushing a project of some description forward even a little bit. To focus on the people in my life, both business, so my colleagues, and my personal life. Sometimes these overlap, and I want to make sure that I'm giving even these people that are both colleagues and friends to be focusing on being a good colleague and a good friend. My marriage, focusing on my health. Free time, so giving myself some time every day to just for me. Structure, so have I done a decent job of my day being well structured? Home, so focusing on something in my home. Am I being good to my home, with my home? And then basics. Basics was the Cortex brand theme, so that will change to products this year. So I want to make some changes though. So I want to add in father and intention. So that's going to mean I want to change some of these out. I think I will change structure for intention. And I think I'm going to add father. I don't think I'm going to remove any though. Yeah, so I'll be up to 11. Now, what pen do I want to use to write these out? I'll use this wonderful green one here. This bar at the top, these are for the dates. So I put dates in here. But again, it depends on how you're using it. So put the dates in and then go through a column for each day. So these will be create, advance, people, business, people, personal, marriage. This is where I'll put in father, health, free time, intention, home, products. And then I give myself a score for each day. So score, and this will be 11, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, score. All right, so today, that's the first. So, 01. Create. Yep, I feel like I did a full job of creating today. Recorded a podcast, did this stream. Advance. So do I feel like I did a good job today of pushing some stuff forward? Actually, yes. I needed to do some stuff for financial things. That's a big project. And then this stream is also part of that. So Ben asks, is there somewhere in London that stocks the journal? I want one, but the shipping is too expensive. This is a thing we always have. No, we just have the one distribution center right now. Our partner, Cotton Bureau, they ship everything from the US. Shipping is expensive. I wished I could control that. It is worth noting that the shipping price includes taxes that we would have to charge if we ship them from the UK anyway. So VAT and stuff like that. It is obviously a little bit more expensive still, a couple dollars more to ship them from the US as if we were shipping them from the UK. I have found at different times of the year, as well, Comp Bureau does offer 2 different shipping speeds. One is cheaper than the other. They default to the faster speed, which is more expensive, but you can choose. And for me, I feel like if I do the conversion from dollars to pounds for what we'd have to charge the product in pounds, it ends up with less of a difference than it seems. But I understand this is splitting hairs if it's too expensive. But as of right now, we only have the one location to ship from. Tyler asks, can you talk more about what advance means to you? Yeah, advance to me is, have I done something in my day to push forward a bigger picture thing? So, maybe we're working on a new product at Cortex Brand. Have I done some work today which is for that? Or as I mentioned before, like we're working on financial stuff always, and it is the end of the year, and we need to give some paperwork in. But today, I filled out some spreadsheets that would be needed for that. So I've advanced something in the projects. A lot of my work that I do it takes a lot of days of small things to be done to get to the end goal, which could be to release a product, to have a new podcast project that I'm working on. That takes me like pushing the boulders forward a little bit. And so I give myself a bit of credit every day to be like, yes, I did advance something today, and today I feel like I advanced something. People in business. So I'm going to give myself a half mark today because I feel like I wasn't a very effective business partner today in some areas. Didn't do a very good job with answering questions in a way that was helpful for people. But from a personal perspective, I feel like I did a good job today. I've been reaching out to friends and wishing them a Happy New Year and stuff like that. In my marriage, similarly, I think I did a good job with hosting for Christmas and took on a lot of that work. For father, this is complicated right now because I'm not one, but I am doing things that are prep related to that. And I'm also trying to do the best I can to make my wife as comfortable as possible. So I'm going to give myself a full mark. With health, I'm going to give myself a half mark today. Didn't have a very healthy lunch, but I did do some working out today, so that's good. Free time. Yeah, I gave myself some free time today. After I ate lunch, I watched an episode of a TV show, so I gave myself a full mark. Intention. So have I been intentional today? I would say no. I haven't done a good job with this today. When I was at home, I was looking at some work stuff and wasn't paying attention. Learned in life, any considerations of getting your products into retail stores? All of the experiences that I've heard from not all, but lots of experiences that I've heard from lots of friends, that retail could be very complicated. So I want to be in a position that if we ever want to do retail, is that the retailer, we get a sense that they are actually very interested in our products. I don't really want to try and pitch us, because I've heard of seen lots of experiences of, you put your product into a retail store, it performs well for them, so they rip you off. And I don't want to get into that. So it's also more complicated logistics to manage, like our own stock and somebody else's stock. It's not a never say never thing, but I would like there to be something where there seems to be a lot of benefit for us as a business. I've yet to see that materialize. So I'm not going to give myself an intention mark for today. I don't really feel like I've done a good job of separating work and business today. For home, did a good job there over the last 24 hours. And then from products, full marks for this stream, because you're going to see some stuff. So counting up today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 out of 11. Not a bad score for the day. So that's how I do my daily actions, and then I will repeat them every day. And then when we get to the next page, I'll write them out again and keep repeating them. And I can change them up. Can add, still got spaces to add a couple more in if I want to. The stream can count for every category. Because here's the thing, be kind to yourself when it comes to doing this stuff, I don't think it's good to make these things too hard on yourself. I think being kind to yourself is important when it comes to journaling. So that is my journal. If you have any Q&A for the chat, please send it in. I would love to answer any questions you have. If you want to share your theme, let me know. The Q&A can be about anything. It can be about your journaling, your themes, whatever you want. But yeah, I'd love to, if any of you have yearly themes, I would love to hear them. Or if you're struggling with your yearly theme and how to get it set up, you want some guidance, maybe I can help with that. But that is in essence how I set up my theme system journal. And then every day around 5 p.m., I sit down and I fill it out as kind of like a little practice to sometimes end my day or sometimes help me move on to the next thing, but help me reflect on how my day has gone. We've used some examples on social media before of how people use theirs, but that's always something that I want. And every now and again, we ask people to send in their stuff. But one of the problems with the theme system journal, like trying to get images, is it's a personal thing for people. But what we have done on the theme system, on themesystem.com, which is our website, we have a bunch of examples of how you could fill out yours, which are sometimes based on others. Oh, I'm not learning Japanese. I just like the way these keycaps look. I think the hiragana just looks cool. I have a bunch of keycaps that have hiragana on them because I just think it adds fun design, because those characters I find to be so beautiful and pleasing to look at. Not a pamphlet for yearly themes, but a project that I'm thinking about and started to do a little bit of work on is for next year to have more information. We have a lot of information on the theme system website about what yearly theme is and how to set it up, but it is focused around for the journal, and I want to have a website which is just about the themes. So examples of themes, how you set a theme, and so we're looking at trying to get that spun up for next year. If you ever need to skip a day, do you skip that day or try and go back and remember if I skip a day, which I do often skip days, I just pick it up from the day that I'm on. I don't try and backfill days. I feel like that isn't an accurate representation of my life, so I don't do that, but I understand why people do that. I don't journal digitally at all. For me, journaling is a paper experience. This pen, which pen? This pen is the Mark 1. I was using a bunch of pens. I can answer any of them, but just let me know which one you want to know about. Oh, congratulations, Jungle. You're going to become a father this year. My theme is all the small things because I like a pun and it can incorporate small habits. That's fun. That's fun. I don't know what the main system would be. I don't carry my journal with me. I leave it on my desk. So my journal sits on my desk, which is just over here. And that also acts to me as a constant reminder to complete it. There's 90 pages in a book because you could use 4 and get to basically a year. It is something I'm going to change in the future. I want to increase it to 92 pages, so you can definitely get a year. But also a lot of the page constraints come around, like how many pages can there be in a book, and I wanted to have the 3 distinct sections. So we ended up with 90. So each journal is for 90 days, so it's for 3 months basically. Yeah, this is the Cortex Mark 1. We have these available on cortexbrand.com. It makes a really nice sound. It's made by our friends at Studio Neat, and then they customize them with our logo and the colors that we choose. We have this black one. We also have a blue one as well. And it takes my favorite refill for a rollable pen. It's really, really good. I like it a lot. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab, to finish out today, a couple of things that we're working on. I did a prototype stream a while ago where I showed some of these off, and I have an update on a couple of the products in that they now exist. So let me go grab those for you. I should have brought them over, but I didn't. So, I mentioned these earlier on in the stream. These are the Sidekick Pocket products that we're working on. So we're going to have these available some point this year. But this is part of our Year of products. So you'll get a 2-pack of either lined dot grid or to do. So line version. Wonderful yellow, dot grid, orange with some product name thinking for other products in the future, and a to-do version, which would have worked great for this actually. I should just use this for this, but I use the Sidekick notepad. These will come this year. I don't know when, but you'll buy in a 2-pack of whatever layout you like. We'll sell them in a pack of 2, and so you'll just choose and you'll get the color you want. Along with that, then we also have so these will be available very soon, hopefully in January, but very soon. These are Sidekick Freeform and Sidekick Planner. So they join Sidekick Notepad and Sidekick Calendar Companion, removing a page of these. So they're just like there's a page. So they remove just like the Sidekick Notepad. You can flick through different pages if you want, but really you're best off removing the pages when you're done. But that is the... Those goes in recycling. The Sidekick Pocket, the pages are 100% recycled paper. The other page, they have post-consumer waste in them, but they're not 100% recycled. This paper is made from 100% recycled material. In the Sidekick Notepad, the cover is made from recycled coffee cups that would otherwise be put into landfill. So anyway, we have Sidekick Planner, which is our most organized layout. So you can write your schedule down, your 3 priorities for the day, some notes, and these are your tasks. And then we've got a beautiful copper foil stamp on this one, which is also here too. Really beautiful color. This is what the Sidekick pocket looks like when it's closed. Paper comes up a little bit, but you can kind of give it a bit of a push and it stays closed. Yeah, and in the back of these, the same as the Sidekick Notepad, we have a time zone conversion chart if you want it. So this is Sidekick Planner. So this is like your command center for the day. You would write down everything you got going on. You write down your tasks. What are your priorities for the day? What are the notes that come up? So there's this one. And then on the exact opposite end, we have Sidekick Freeform, which is essentially a blank page. We heard from a bunch of people that they like it, but the dot grid of the Sidekick Notepad was even too constricting for them. So now we have a pure plain page. It has some guide markers around the edges. Really difficult to see. Oh my word. There you go. So with these guide markers, you could divide the page up if you wanted to, but really this one is about being a blank page with we put the date and some title boxes in there at the top so it wouldn't be completely blank. And then this one is gold. And I also wanted to show, we've had this for a while now, but we have a packaging update. So we used to ship the Sidekick Notepad in shrink-wrapped packaging, and I didn't like that experience, but I didn't know what else to do with it, and then we worked with our manufacturer to produce this called a book wrap. And from now, the foil on the outside will match the foil on the inside. And so this is a very satisfying tear off, and then you open her up. We've got a little card which has a discount code on it, but we'll pretend you didn't see that. Here's our card that welcomes you to the product. These will cost the same as the Sidekick Notepad do right now on the website. Yeah, and so then there's a freeform for you. So they just joined the family. They're going to become new variants in the Sidekick line. And then this paper is also made from it's a different process, but also from post-recycled waste. It's fully recyclable as well. I like to have an element of that considered in everything that we do, because we're making paper goods, and so I think that it's right to consider where they're coming from, how they can be reused. So yeah, they are the products that we have going on. So if you have any questions, let me know, but that does bring me to the end of my planned content for the stream, as we'll see here by me marking it off. Look at that. Very satisfying. So this is the original Sidekick notepad. It sits between you and your keyboard. So I would sit with it like this and type away like this, and then I have my notes here whenever I need them. But the calendar, all of them fit equally well there. I think even the planner might be the best version of what could sit between you and your keyboard, because it's always visible to you. You've got your tasks for the day, your priorities if you have any notes that come up, and also you can see whatever's next in your day. So very excited to get these into the hands of our customers this year, and then will hopefully be followed up not too long after with these guys. Sidekick Pocket. So yeah, very excited for what this year will bring. We're also working on something else that I hope to have available this year, which is a bit more complex. But I don't want to share that just yet. But it's going to live in a book that looks like this. Elliot, I assume that there is an episode of Cortex where I talk about that. Like right in the very beginning. So I left my corporate job at the end of 2014 and we started Cortex in 2015. Podcast later called Analog with Casey Liss. We spoke a lot about it then. Ametite, I don't think it gets boring to ask the same questions, because it's the answers that are important, not the questions. But the way that the journal works is that you can just change it. Troy, as good as any other pocket notebook. They're going to get beaten up because they're paper, but they're not delicate. I actually kind of like we got very thick board at the back of this thing to protect it, so that will stop it from bending too easily. But I have lived with these for a bit. They do a good job. I keep them in my bag. Everybody's own kind of wear and tear on something like this will differ. But yeah, it is still a paper notebook at the end of the day. So I would like to take this moment to wish you all a very happy new year, very happy new theme. And I think that will be the end of our broadcast day. I really hope you've enjoyed this stream. I want to do more of these in 2025 as we have new products coming up. Sidekick Planner and Sidekick Freeform. You can expect those to be on sale in January. I'm hoping to have Sidekick Pocket available in the spring. I hope. But the plan is, if we put those products on sale and they sell well, I will make an immediate order for these, and it'll take maybe 8 to 12 weeks for them to be produced. And we'll be ordering them in a smaller batch to begin with, so because this is the first time that we've ever had a product where we've had multiple SKUs immediately. So we want to see how people react to the different versions, and then we'll make a bigger order later on so they become a permanent in-stock product. I'm very excited for people to get Sidekick Pocket. That has been another project that has been on and off for like nearly 2 years now. So thank you so much for joining me. You've been so kind to me today, which I really appreciate. Obviously, this is my first stream on the Cortex channel, so I wasn't sure how it was going to go, and I'm pleased it went really well, and everyone was really lovely. And I wish you all a very happy new year, and I'll be back again, hopefully, soon.